Hey guys, I'm back. Alright, first up, I have to really apologize that I haven't been posting any videos for the past 2 months. I have been really busy in my real life. Aside from that, the good news is I get to playtest my Yata-Metis deck for like even more, and now I now know the optimal build to play in the current meta. And the best part of this deck is it is budget, it is rogue, it's slightly competitive, but it can steal games out of nowhere. And you know what's this best matchup? The best matchup is against like 7 runner, especially the deck. This is if you run into 7 runner, it's basically a free win using this deck. So without further ado, I shall go into the Yatagarasu Metis deck profile. So the last time round I did the Yatagarasu Himiko deck profile. That deck is very explosive, but it lacks the consistency compared with this deck. And another thing I want to clear out is I'm not going to talk too much about the card effects. The card effects will appear somewhere here on the screen, I guess, somewhere, I'm not sure. Alright, so let's get into the deck profile. For starters, we are playing Lading. Lading is really good because he fills up. Number one, he goes into your soul, and he could get you a unit that you need from your soul. So definitely playing him. He's still the best Genesis starter for the non-Revelation deck. If you're playing Revelation, chances are you'll be playing Van. Then next up, we have obviously 4 copies of Sunlight Goddess Yatagarasu. So she's our boss card, boss woman card, if you say it. So she draws you cards, stands you units, and then when you guard her, you get a soul charge from the Guardian Circle. So she's really good. So definitely running 4 copies of her because this is her deck. She's a very good boss card, but a bit old, but she's still quite cheap. So the only issue is you need to find these cards. Next up, we are playing the Wisdom Keeper Metis. So she's an R card from the extra booster back then, and she's a break right that helps you to soul charge and draw a card, which is very important because against those rush decks, if you don't get your strikes and G Guardians off, you can't activate your soul charge. But then with Metis, you could soul charge, and that one card she nets you, really, that one card will save your game. Trust me, it happened to me many times when I played against this 7 Seas rush deck. Next up, we are playing four copies of Flying Lapwing. So Flying Lapwing is a bit of a weird choice because it's an 8k, but remember this deck eats up a lot of counterblasts due to the fact that we'll be break ranking from Metis into Metis, then only into Yatagarasu. So we will want some cards that allow us to free soul charge. And this Lapwing is one of such cards, in Genesis, and he's really good. So running 4 copies of him. The only issue is that he's at 8k, but we are playing Doombrace, so we don't have to really worry about it. And this card is very useful in many situations, but because this is only a deck tag video, for more of those situations, please go check out my decks logic analysis videos. The main reason is because he can help you soul charge during the main phase, and Doombrace and Tyre, you need to activate the skill during the main phase, so you need to soul blast during the main phase, and during your first strike, chances are you don't have that amount of soul. And I'm playing 3 copies of Gleipnir, and this might seem to be a very controversial choice, but it's not. Why? Because 1, I don't have the space. 2, his skill activate during the battle phase. There are not too much strikes that have their skills activated during the battle phase. But nevertheless, he's still a good card because he allows you to draw 1 card. But the only issue I'm playing 3 is because I don't have the space to play 4 copies of him. Then we're running 4 copies of Jormungandr. Jormungandr is just self-explanatory. He grows big whenever you Soul Blast, so he's a win condition. Definitely running 4 copies of him. If you can line him up with a Hati, his grade 1 variant, it's basically a 30 over 1000, which your opponent will find a very hard time guarding. So definitely 4 copies of him. He's our win condition. And then we are running 4 copies of Perfect Guard G because this deck uses quite the counterblast, and then we want to countercharge a bit. So 4 copies, definitely. You could run the generic Perfect Guards, no problem if you can't find or you are on a budget. So definitely 4 copies of Hell. Then 4 copies of Skull because this is still a semi-strike deck. We need to strike as often as possible, so Skull is a good thing because it allows us to strike for free. And 4 copies of Hati, because Hati is just like Jormungandr, but it's the grade 1 variant. He's Albin Con. Line him out with a Jormungandr is 30 over 1000 column. So it's really good. So running 4 copies of him. Plus restanding him with Yata could be very devastating. Then 2 copies of Melissa. Melissa is also an uncontroversial choice because in this deck, ideally you want to play Harry. Claimer Harry, of course, not Pale Moon Harry. But running Melissa because she can be superior call from the soul at the cost of counterblast 1, because my locals is dominated by Kageros and Narukamis, which is pretty annoying because they get rid of our rearguards and then we are such a rearguard dependent clan. So running 2 copies of her. You could run Claimer Harry if you want to, but I will prefer her over Claimer Harry. For trigger lineup, we are running 4 copies of Dreaming Dragon. I don't think I need to explain much because he's just recycles our deck, prevents us from decking out, and helps to draw us a card. And 4 copies of Taro. Taro has become the Commander L'Oreal of Genesis. It's like people are playing Genesis because of her. Imagine if you Soul Blast using Yatagarasu, you can just restand your entire column. So it's really good. So we're running 8 stands with the 4 Taros that allow us to restand our whole field with Yatagarasu. Then we're running 4 criticals because your opponent will be thinking, oh, he's gonna run 12 stands. Nope, gonna get crit. Then 4 heals because our G Guardian is very important in this deck. Then we'll talk about our G Zone. We have that 1 copy of Tyre to help us to Soul Charge. Then we have 3 copies of Doombrace because Doombrace gives a bit of pressure at our opponent. Then we run 1 copy of Dione. Dione is a weird choice, but I've explained why I run 1 copy of Dione in my Yatagarasu decks. Just go check out the Yatagarasu Himiko deck list or the Dexter Logic for Yatagarasu. So basically, because her skill activates during the battle phase, so you could get a Gleipnir and hope to pull a skill off. So that's why 1 copy of Dione. Then I run 4 copies of Vanguard because Vanguard allows you to scry 4. He's still the best Genesis finisher right now, so just 4 copies of him. You can run more Doombrace and Diones and Tires if you can't get Vanguard, but I have 4, so I play 4 copies of him. Then I play 1 copy of Seabreeze to get the Generation Break 1 off against stall decks. 2 Dismals to protect my Jormungandrs and Hatis because they are my MVPs. 1 Scryu for the 25k guard, and 3 copies of Iris because she's a G Guardian and she helps me to Soul Charge. She's a very good card. So this is my Yata-Metis deck. I really enjoy playing this deck, and it's quite competitive if you play properly, but you hope that the soul doesn't mess you up. So it's quite competitive, and it could definitely steal games from people who don't expect this kind of weird funky builds. So that's about it. Do like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you all in my next video. And I promise that I'll do a Luard profile, a Claret Sword Dragon profile maybe. And definitely the videos will be coming in more often than the last 2 date months. But do you guys like this deck? Please leave a comment and tell me what do you think. What other cards would you play in this deck? It's definitely a very good deck to play if you plan to get into Genesis and then you have a very low budget. The components are pretty much quite cheap, but they are old, so it's a bit difficult to find. But anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!